This is WKYT This Morning.
Good morning from WKYT. We're glad you're with us. I'm Bill Bryant.
And I'm Rebecca Smith. It is Tuesday, November 10th.
And now 6:30, thousands of people expected to gather today to honor a Richmond police officer who was killed in the line of duty.
Police arrest a man accused of lying about being a soldier in order to scam people out of money.
A Lexington father is in the hospital this morning after police say he was shot twice while he was sitting in the car with his 15-month-old daughter.
Have a little mist out there this morning with those clouds. Once we hit the afternoon, we'll start to see that break on up and see temperatures there in the mid-50s. I'll talk all about these storms coming in Wednesday night into Thursday morning, the effects of that coming up.
And leading our news, it will be another emotional day in Richmond as the community there and people really throughout the Commonwealth are saying goodbye to a police officer who was killed in the line of duty.
Officer Daniel Ellis died Friday, 2 days after being shot while investigating an attempted robbery. Ellis's visitation is today in Richmond. WKYT's Mike Byer is live on EKU's campus where some classes are even canceled
Good morning,
today.
Bill and Rebecca. I'm standing inside Eastern Kentucky University's Alumni Coliseum, which later this afternoon will be filled with a lot of emotion as people say goodbye to fallen Richmond police officer Daniel Ellis. There has been no shortage of people reaching out and stepping up to show their support for this officer, his family, and the community. That will continue today on the university campus. The visitation for the 2005 EKU graduate and 7-year veteran of the Richmond Police Force will begin at 2 p.m., ending at 8 o'clock tonight. In order to prepare for the expected thousands of visitors, the university will cancel all classes beginning today at 4:45, resuming at 4:30 p.m. on Wednesday. EKU has closed the Alumni Coliseum and Whitlock parking lots, and they will not reopen until Wednesday afternoon when the funeral procession clears the area. University leaders say alternative parking for employees and students will be available at the Center for the Arts, Perkins, and Ashland lots. A shuttle service will also be provided from these lots to the Whitlock building from 7:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. both today and tomorrow. EKU leaders say Officer Ellis's visitation is open to anyone who would like to pay their respects. They're asking if you do come out to stay patient because there is a lot of traffic expected in the area both today and tomorrow. In Richmond, Mike Byer, WKYT.
Well, as the community mourns Officer Ellis, many are showing his family that they care.
Porches around the city are lit up with blue lights in honor of Daniel Ellis. The blue light bulbs are being given away at Ace Hardware in Richmond. People who pick up a free bulb are being asked to make a donation to Officer Ellis's family. The lights will stay on through tomorrow night. And Governor Steve Beshear has ordered flags at all state office buildings fly at half-staff tomorrow in honor of Officer Ellis. Again, the visitation for Ellis will be today from 2 until 8 this afternoon. The funeral will be at 11 o'clock tomorrow morning. In addition to EKU canceling some classes today and tomorrow, there will also be no school tomorrow in Madison County. Now, if you can't make it to the funeral but would still like to take part, you can see it live on WKYT.com. Our time this morning is 6:33, and in other news, it's a crime that is angering many.
Just a day before Veterans Day in Eastern Kentucky, man's accused of pretending to be a veteran to scam people out of money. Monroe Jackson is charged with misrepresenting military status. Police in Pikeville say Jackson claimed to be a veteran and was taking donations for a veteran center, but that money never made it there. One man who gave Jackson money says no punishment is enough.
I think that probably he ought to be put on a rock pile in a prison. Very low class.
Jackson is expected to be in court sometime next month. New this morning, a Lexington woman is accused of trying to run over a police officer in Frankfort. Miranda Skinner faces several charges, including attempted murder of a police officer. The State Journal says Skinner drove away from a traffic stop in a stolen car and nearly hit an officer. She then crashed through a metal gate and drove onto the Juniper Hill golf course before bailing out. Police say they later found her hiding in someone's backyard in a doghouse.
Our time now is 6:34 on WKYT this morning, and new this morning, Lexington police say a man was shot while in his car with his 1-year-old child in the back seat. WKYT's Mark Barber is live now to explain what happened in that situation. Mark, good morning.
Good morning, Bill. Police are still looking for the person who fired into that car while the 15-month-old girl was sitting in the back seat. It was a very close call for the toddler, but fortunately, she was not hurt. However, her father was. We're told that he was driving the vehicle, and we're told that he was shot once in the chest and once in the leg. Now, police say that the shooting happened in the parking lot of the Forest Creek Apartments on Appian Way around 11 last night. Before police were even called about the shooting, an officer who was driving by stopped when he saw the car sitting in the road near the intersection of Appian and Armstrong Mill. Thinking it was a stranded vehicle, the officer started walking over. That's when we're told the driver fell out of the car. He was rushed to the hospital to be treated for those 2 gunshot wounds. He is expected to recover. The 15-month-old was not the only other person in that car. There was also a man in the passenger seat, but he was not hurt. Now, police are still searching for the shooter this morning. They say they do not know why the driver was shot or who pulled the trigger. They're now hoping that someone with information will send in a tip that could lead to an arrest. Live in Lexington, Mark Barber, WKYT.
Mark, thank you very much. And now a new twist in a case we've been following was a huge heist at a Central Kentucky police station, an inside job. State police say every officer at the Simpsonville Police Department will be taking a lie detector test this week. Someone broke into evidence lockers at the police station over the weekend and stole guns, drugs, and $30,000 in cash.
5 women have joined a lawsuit filed against the author of a new book that sparked the Louisville basketball escort scandal. The women have joined a suit previously filed by 4 Louisville students that accuses escort Katina Powell of damaging the school's reputation in her book, Breaking Cardinal Rules, Basketball and the Escort Queen. Powell claims the women were paid to have sex with Louisville basketball players and recruits. Well, booster seats for children riding in cars are getting safer, and that's according to the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety.
Chris Martinez takes a look at which seats came out on top and which ones that parents still want to avoid.
20 of the 23 booster seats new on the market this year are deemed a best bet by the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety. 3 were rated good bets.
In this year's booster ratings, there aren't any seats we wouldn't recommend.
The nonprofit research group tested both high back and backless seats, measuring how the seat belt fits an average child in just about any vehicle.
What we're looking for is that the lap belt sit low across the top of the thighs. It's not riding up on the soft tummy, and the shoulder belt needs to sit snugly at the center of the shoulder. It shouldn't be falling off the shoulder or riding up on the neck or face.
But the IIHS still recommends parents do their homework before making a purchase. We found booster seats from previous years, which are not recommended, still for sale through many online retailers. The IIHS is calling on manufacturers of 6 older models that are not recommended to stop making them. But if you have one, don't throw it out. Just get a new one as soon as possible. The IIHS says crash tests prove any booster seat is better than no seat at all. Chris Martinez, CBS News, Los Angeles.
And the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety says the best seats are not necessarily the most expensive. That's good news. The group says there is one 2015 Best Bet seat that retails for just $15.
Just always want to make a wise choice.
Yeah,
you know?
definitely.
Yeah.
A Lexington hip-hop artist is asking for help making sure children stay warm this winter.
For the 2nd year, Divine Karama and his wife are organizing a coat drive. He's collecting new or gently used coats along with hats and scarves. Karama says last year more than 100 children were helped through the coat drive. If you know a child who needs a coat or you would like to help, we have more information about the drive on WKYT.com. Well, Kentucky native Jordan Smith is lighting up social media this morning after another powerful performance.
He made it to the live playoff round of The Voice. Last night he performed Beyonce's Halo. Let's take a listen.
I ain't never gonna shut you out. Everywhere I'm looking now, I'm surrounded by your embrace. Baby, I can see your halo.
Not too shabby. Smith, a Harlan County native, wrapped up night 1 of the show's live playoffs. His performance was met with a standing O from all 4 judges. Viewers will now decide if Smith will advance.
Well, it sounds like the judges really liked it.
Gives you a little bit of chills right there.
Tell you, what a powerful sound for sure. All right, the time this morning is coming up on 6:40, 20 before 7 on WKYT.
Let's check traffic right now.
Here's Officer Don with our check on live drive traffic. Good morning, Don.
Hey, good morning. It looks like we're okay right now, no major issues to deal with. Of course, we're going to be working on Todd's Road this morning and throughout the day. So the widening project is there from Forest Hill over to Hayes Boulevard. We'll see delays probably after about 9 o'clock this morning in that area. Now, Leestown Road this morning, a lot better shape than it was yesterday. Of course, we had traffic signal malfunctions because of a power outage, but it looks for now things are moving okay. The lights are holding their own. We'll see if everything stays in time through there. As far as our drive times go, no significant issues to report. Just reduced visibility is one thing you may have to deal with, but if you're coming in from Nicholasville, still about 13 minutes. Richmond, still a little slow maybe across the Clays Ferry Bridge, and police are running radar between Lexington and Richmond right now on I-75, so about 35 minutes or so to get to that point. Now back to the studio.
All right, everybody, be careful out there making your way in this morning. A little drizzle here and there as well accompanying you along. 6:41 here in a couple of seconds on WKYT. This morning we have a lot more news coming up on your Tuesday.
We got tons of stuff. Customers find an odd sight in a shopping center parking lot.
Well,
what they had to do to get this big old alligator out of the way. Looks difficult.
Just never understand that. Here's a little mist outside this morning. Our severe weather threat is what we're going to be looking for, but notice I'm saying threat and not likely. We'll talk all about that coming up next.